India. Well, there's more dust, more sun, more mosquitoes, more cars.
Anything positive?
Oh, mangoes. Oh, you won't believe the mangoes.
सारे सुनवालों ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਨਮਸਤੇ assalamu alaikum ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ Amrik Virk. My name is Amrik Virk. I was born on September 7, 1964 ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਗਾਉਂ ਪਿੰਡ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਬਜਰੂਰ district Ropar close to Chandigarh in Punjab, India. I come from a simple working family from the Punjab region. My father, who passed away last year, was Swarn Singh Virk, and my mother is Tej Kaur Virk. A family of farmers, a family of police officers and soldiers, a family of service. And that's the sort of generation that I was born into in 1964 in the Punjab and lived for the first 5 years of my life in that small village of Bajroor. And my early years were no different than any other young man or woman or boy or girl that grew up in rural India. Like every parent in India, parents want the best for their children. In 1969, when I was 5 years old, my parents chose to immigrate to Canada. My father's sister had been in Canada for several decades and came and married into a family that had been in Canada since the early 1900s. So that opportunity arose in 1969, and myself, my younger brother was 3.5 at that time. In 1969, we left our small village for that journey to Delhi, and then the first flight in my life from Delhi to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. 1969 was a year of a lot of change for our family. After landing in Vancouver in Canada, our family immediately went to a small town called Williams Lake in the north of British Columbia, a place that had several seasons, including very long and cold winters as well. My father came to Canada with little to no money and no English language, so he worked incredibly hard at working in the lumber mills, and the things that I still remember today is him never taking a day off, no matter how sick he was, because he wanted to, for us, the next generation, coming from India, he wanted that next generation to do one step better than him. So my first fondest memories are of the winters of Williams Lake, of playing in the snow, of learning English. Of a small Indian community there that stuck together, that gathered for special occasions, for birthdays, for anniversaries, a community that celebrated their heritage, but also celebrated the fact that they were Canadian. After finishing high school in a small town of Williams Lake, I moved to Vancouver in British Columbia to continue on my post-secondary education. I went to an excellent university, Simon Fraser University, which is, even right now, today, some 40-50 years later, is one of the highly ranked universities in Canada. And I finished a Bachelor of Arts with a major in economics and a minor in history. Excellent education where I made many lifetime friends from all over Canada and met many more individuals from all different parts of India as well too. So that was also a part of my cultural education. What's even more profound and educational is the non-educational experiences one has at university. Coming from a small town, our social circle was immediately small. It was all Punjabi. But coming to the larger city and a university, my friends were from all parts of the world, all parts of India. Whether they be Fijians of Muslim background or Hindu background, or Gujaratis or Ismailis or Bengalis, from all over India. So those are friendships and learning models that I've sort of kept with me for the last 30 years. So an incredible learning experience, and perhaps for many others, what you learn in classroom and what you learn outside the classroom both add to your educational experience.
Full lights, start sound, camera, action! BabuKishan's Spotlight.
After university, I explored what my career options would be, but something that was always in my mind. I come from a family of servicemen, a family of soldiers and police officers from India, and that was something that was in my blood, that was in my DNA. And I had made that choice quite early on that this is something I wanted to do. And as a Canadian, how best could I give back to my new country? How could I give back to Canada? What better way to give back than to serve Canada in uniform? So in 1987, I applied and was accepted by Canada's National Police Force, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. 1987 was a year of much learning for me. I went to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Academy, which is in Regina, Saskatchewan, and once again, new learning, new friends, and became, one of my proudest moments was to receive my badge, as a full-fledged peace officer and start my duties. Of course, in Canada, everybody starts at the same rank. I started as a constable in uniform, on patrol, and I was posted to, once again, a small rural community in Alberta, in Canada. And my career had just took off from there. I worked plainclothes, I worked in drug section. I had long hair and a ponytail and a beard, working in drug sections. Some of my fondest moments, I spent some 7 years in our emergency response teams. In certain parts of the world, they call them commando teams. I was a sniper. I used to teach hand-to-hand combat and very, very interesting missions and very, very interesting assignments where I learned more about Canadians and I learned more and more about people. Also, in the middle of that, I think it's very important to mention is about family. 1989, I met my beautiful wife Jitinder, and we were married in Kelowna in a lavish ceremony where I came in uniform. And so one of the first weddings in a Sikh Gurdwara, I wore full RCMP uniform with a pagdi. I had a full police honor guard with me, so it was a first for a Gurdwara, a RCMP uniform wedding. It made many people look at it. I was very proud to mix Canadian culture and mix a Indian culture all at the same time. Policing was an incredibly rewarding experience, and as rewarding was volunteering in the community, volunteering on university board, volunteering, raising funds for a hospital foundation, and that naturally led to more and more community involvement, and in 2013 led to the Premier of British Columbia approaching me and asking that perhaps it was time to retire and serve and continue to serve community, but however out of uniform, to serve as an MLA. So in 2013, I made that decision. Collectively, me and my wife made that decision together, and with my 3 daughters as well, too. So in the meantime, we've had 3 daughters. They're 23, 21, and 14, and we decided as a family that it was time for me to maybe hang up the uniform, but at the same time continue in public service, this time to continue as public service as an MLA. I ran for election in 2013. Upon being successful, and much to my surprise, as a first-term MLA, I was immediately appointed as the Minister of Advanced Education in the province of British Columbia, responsible for all post-secondary education and the regulation of all private education for this province. Working as a minister is incredibly rewarding. I have a mandate to make sure that post-secondary education is accessible, it's sustainable, it's affordable, and that we turn learners into earners. We take those learners, we make sure their education is relevant, that we ensure that post-secondary education and the degrees and the programs offered are the ones that students learn to contribute back to society. So I'm ensuring that our post-secondary system is aligned, it's nimble, it's flexible, and it's one system. I want to ensure that our education system is also international in scope, and I just came back from a trade mission to India where I interacted with post-secondary institutions all across India, from Delhi to the Punjab to Bangalore to Mumbai. We want to make education international. Canadian students going abroad and students from abroad coming to British Columbia. So, and an education system that is more international, that is more accessible. In some ways, I'm always positively dissatisfied. I'm very happy with the quality of our education system. It is one of the best in the world in Canada and in this province. However, I want to make it that step even better. I talk to a lot of students, and sometimes the message I leave to students is, I know you're going to succeed. I know you're going to succeed with hard work and perseverance and a balance. But I give the message to the students, you are not successful until you have found a way to give back. Whatever occupation you end up in, when you are set, your immediate needs are taken care of. Look at others less fortunate than you and find a way to make their life easier. I have a message for new Canadians or those who are aspiring to become Canadians. First of all, is to be prepared. Make yourself educated and make sure your degree, your education is relevant. Ensure that those areas that you studied in can be carried forth to the country that you choose to immigrate to or apply to go to. Learn English before you arrive at your new destination, because it's the international language is very important, and it will set you up for a bright future. When you do come to Canada, it's very important to learn Canadian ideals, understand the Canadian political system, the customs, the norms, and then find a way to immerse yourself, find a way to volunteer, find a way to give back to the country that has brought you in, that has welcomed you with open arms, and then look at it, how can you make that country richer by your sweat and your toil and your hard work. And then as an immigrant, how your entire community looks better by you enriching the community around you. I see a very, very bright future for the province of British Columbia and for Canada, a country of incredible diversity where cultures and languages and peoples from all across the world have come together and are living in harmony and are living in prosperity. My goal in my current position as Minister of Advanced Education is to make education that much better. For that next generation is one step better educated than the generation before them. And my goal for the future is to continue to serve, in my capacity, to continue to give of myself till the last breath, to make the lives of those around me, not only in this province, but as far as I can extend my sphere of influence, to make their lives one step better.
Full lights, start sound, camera, action. BabuKishan's.
What in the blue hell is wrong with you? Are you still serious with this job? The company cannot afford to lose money. You were the best matchmaker in the city. Damn it.
I am the best. You know I believe it. I'm Cupid reincarnated.